Hey, Holotable Heroes, Shipwreck, back with another Grand Arena. This time it is 5v5, but without ships. We're going to jump in to the top section here. There's nothing really on defense that I'm too worried about yet, but I don't know what they have in the back sections. So I'm going to try a strategy that I use in 3v3, which is separating my CLS and Han and Chewie. With the lack of Zetas on this scoundrel team, I feel pretty confident that my Han and Chewie can tear through this team. And so far, so good. I brought Cassian to try and add um, buff block, but in the end, for this particular battle, it isn't. I mean, I just kind of went through Zaalbar. If I can get mission out of there pretty quick. I did enough damage to VC that he never became a problem. That's the trick when playing him, to make sure that you always do a little bit of damage to him so that he can't get prepared. And that's it. Moving on. So now I'm going to take CLS with Chaze and see if I can take out bounty hunters. In hindsight, I probably shouldn't have used Leia. She's too squishy to deal with the AoE damage that she's going to get. Um, but I was hoping that she could bring a little bit of damage. It's always frustrating. I forget about Cad Bane and his cleansing. So that can be frustrating versus this team. The ability block, I probably should have waited for that first cleanse. I thought Baze would be able to use his dispel abilities more often. I want to take out Boba. I don't think this is going really well at this point, but he's definitely my main goal. I'm not going to be able to get through. Boosk first. I want to get somebody out of there. Wow, that was a big hit. Right there, that sets me back. Really want to get Boba out of there. Finally, some decent counterattacking. That was really close. There you go. Boba's out of there. Now I'm just hoping to maybe get Cad Bane out of there, but this isn't looking so good. I probably should have focused on Embo, since he does damage to himself. I like the idea of splitting up CLS, Han and Chewie, but in practice, against a team like this, I thought I could do a little bit better, but could be that my Chaze team really isn't modded as well as it should be. I haven't revisited their mods in a long time. There's been so many other priorities. So I should have just went after Embo. See if Embo would have killed himself. But it's really difficult to see the health with all of these buffs. If I would have went after Embo, right there you can see he was out of protection and he was only about 75% health. But with all those buffs in the way, I just couldn't see anything. So I want to clear this team, but I still don't want to use a super meta team because I have no idea what's in the back. I know Rex Wampa is kind of not the best matchup for these guys, but with Boba out of there, um, they have to target a tank, um, and I don't have to worry about the execute. I brought in my Zaris so that hopefully, if things go bad, she at least keeps Wampa in the fight. So we'll see how this goes. As you can see, she is keeping Rex alive there. He is G12 and he's got some health mods. He's not super healthy. And here we go, I get to blow up, but barely do any damage to Boosk. Get taunt up, and then there goes taunt. And then look at that, full health. At this point, I'm getting a little nervous. I have JTR to bring, but I like to save JTR for first order. But maybe that's not a smart decision. But we still have some time to see how this plays out. But now it's just down to Wampa and Barris. At this point, I'm thinking I just got to get rid of somebody, anybody. Luckily, Barris got a turn. And now they start focusing on Barris a bit. That was a big hit, but Embo just hangs on. If I can, there we go. The AoE, Embo's gone. They're not able to get through Barris. Now I just have under 2 minutes here to whittle this team down. Now I want to get rid of Boosk so that there's no stun. I'm just going to keep on boosting that attack power and health. There we go. Now I just put it on auto because there's not a lot of time left. But they can't get through Barris at this point at all. And that's the match. So now I'm jumping down to the bottom. They have this Sith team, Dooku lead. I checked the speeds. Should be okay to bring in Finn and Poe team. I want to get rid of Bastila first because she has the like unresistible stun thing. I don't use her very often, so I am not super familiar with all of her attacks, but I just want to get her out of there so she doesn't do any of that. But at this point, things start going pretty well. I start kind of having my way with them. Now Dooku's out of there. If I can stun Sid, that would have been nice. Gotta clean off Poe's Taze. Get back on track here. Dodge. That doesn't dodge though. Get some days up for myself. And it's just not going to take very long. That's it. On to the next one. I went back and forth. What am I going to use? I wanted to save my meta teams, in particular Traya for the back wall. And I still had Thrawn, and I didn't know what was back there, so I decided to use Barris team of my own. This usually works. I want to focus on getting Anakin out of there first because he's got that bonus turn meter. What I'm doing here is I didn't cleanse old Ben because he's got his own taunt, so I was going to wait for that. And now that I got a ability block or buff block on there, even if he taunts. So I'm saving my cleanse, but I should have used it because hindsight here, by the time I would have needed it, I would have had the cleanse back, and it would have been nice to remove that. But I'm going after Anakin first, again, because I don't want him to get the bonus turn meter. After I get Anakin out of there, I want to go for Ezra, because he's obviously the big damage dealer. My Aayla is doing work. She's keeping old Ben stunned. There we go. There goes Anakin. Luckily wasted damage on Ezra. It's looking pretty good at this point. When I get a taunt up, it's probably a bad idea. I don't know if you noticed, but Kanan is only like G10. He gets a lot of bonus stuff from Bastila, but not to handle all these attacks. But otherwise, they probably would have went after Anakin. And there he went. But Ezra's out of there, so we should be okay. Now we just gotta keep working on Barris. Again, saving my cleanse for when old Ben needs it. I have plenty of time, especially with these stuns. Get some foresight up there. These are long battles, but we're getting close now. And I know old Ben is going to taunt next, finally. Finally got to use the cleanse. I got Master's Training up on all 3 of my Jedi, so we should be good to go here. This time I don't make the same mistake. I know it takes old Ben like 5 turns to get his taunt back, so clear that off, and now I should have a much easier time going through Bastila. Now I just put it on auto, get rid of old Ben. And that's it. So after clearing out the fronts, I noticed the rear teams only have one decent team, and this is this Jango team. So I don't want to make any mistakes. I know he's got tons of offense. I just gotta clear these, so it's overkill, but I bring in Traya with Thrawn. And then the other teams, I'm just gonna use like troopers, and they'll be pretty quick battles. This goes off without a hitch. But again, I just want to make sure that I'm not making like big mistakes. I go after Greedo first because he can do like a bunch of multi-attacks if RNG is in their favor. I just don't want to deal with it, but I do want to get rid of Zam with those bombs. They're stuck behind Sith Trooper now, so it's just not going to be very long until they're out. We get rid of Barris just to make sure, but you saw I was doing enough damage. Their Barris wasn't modded very well. That's pretty much it. I'm going to try to get protection back best I can and finish out the battle. That's it. I got clones, so I'm going to throw in my troopers. So Imperial troopers versus clone troopers. It shouldn't take long. I just want to make sure I take out Echo first, since he can AoE dispel, but that doesn't take very long. And then I want to go after Clone Sergeant, but that's it. It's done. I'm just hoping fives doesn't take out enough protection, but I think everything's all good here once fives dies. Got enough health and protection for full banners. And against their Phoenix, I just take my EP team. I could have used this team earlier, but I like to save it for Night Sisters. But this guy kept Night Sisters for offense, kept like everything for offense. So definitely going to come down to an efficiency match. And I'm a little nervous because I did have the one fail. So if he takes his teams and makes it through one shot, then he's going to beat me on efficiency. But we'll see. Typically, though, I've found the better defense usually ends up working, um, especially since I went first, clearing out. I know a lot of people seem to think they'd rather go second, but I think if you go first and you do a very good job of clearing, you can put a lot of pressure, especially the people that cheese their defense and go for full offense. Because if they do make one mistake, they know they're out. So putting that extra pressure on somebody, I think, gives me the advantage. But I understand people wanting to go second in case their defense is hold or something. But if you cheese defense that much at this level, 4.8 million, you only have three tough teams on defense, then your opponent's gonna make it through you pretty much no problem. But man, this Phoenix team has so many hit points. And I did that AoE, and Sabine like came back to full health. It's not cool, but obviously it's not going to be a problem. That's it, everybody. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. If you enjoy this content, if you do, then I know you enjoy what I'm doing. Thank you very much. See you in the next time.